What's up, guys? We're back on another video. Today's video is what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Momoshiki Part 3, due to the fact that you guys hit the right goal, proceeding it, going past it, actually. So I'm really thankful for that. Yeah. So with all that being done and said, roll the intro. Subscribe, hit the notifications. The Hokage and Kazukage would get done talking as Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke would eventually pass the Force of Death, and so all that happens. Now they go to the first round as all the fights are the same, and but we get to Naruto's round, which goes really different, as Naruto would activate his Byakugan, and sorry about that, but yeah, he would use his Byakugan, and he would hit Kiba's chakra points, making Kiba's right leg go completely numb, so Kiba would barely be able to move, much less lose his any of his techniques, as Naruto would lose hit his chakra point in the stomach and lose 64 palms, beating Kiba that easy. Now Hinata and Neji would come, and Neji would still beat Hinata, and Naruto would get very mad and tell Neji that he's gonna destroy Neji, and so yeah, and Neji would smirk, saying, you can never beat me, as Neji is still cocky in this one. So yeah, they have a month to train, as Naruto would just go to the library due to the fact that he doesn't really need to train, so he's just gonna like catch up on some of his battle IQ, and Naruto would have run into a public sage as he's going back to his home until he heard his people yelling, and he would go to check, thinking something was happening, and he would only see Jiraiya nose bleeding really bad, and he would go to Jiraiya and say, "What are you doing, pervert?" As Jiraiya would say, "I'm not a pervert." As Naruto would say, "Really? Then why are you staring at those women?" He said, "I'm doing my research." As Naruto would realize who it was one of the three legendary Saiyans, Jiraiya. So Naruto would be very shocked, and he would ask Jiraiya to train him, and Jiraiya would say, "Do I know you, kid?" And he would look at Naruto, and he would realize that it's Naruto, and he would say, "Oh, sure, kiddo." As they started their training, and he would tell him that he's gonna learn the summoning jutsu, as Naruto would master it in one try, summoning Gamabutha. Now, Jiraiya would be very shocked, as it was his first try, and he was able to summon someone that powerful. As no, they would say, and he would say, "I'll teach you some other stuff tomorrow," as he really didn't know anything to teach him, because he thought that was going to take the entire time to teach him. So Naruto said okay, as he goes to the library once again. Now he finds a book hidden under all the other books, and he reads it, and he would see the see something called the Atutsuki powers, as he would be interested due to the fact that it has his last name on it. So Naruto would start reading it, and he would realize that his golden Byakugan and is in his book. So he would check the abilities. Now Naruto would see two or three abilities that he really liked. That being one ability, time manipulation. What this is, he could basically freeze time, and time freezes for his opponent, but not for him. And he could basically kill you and unfreeze time, and you'll be dead, and no one will know how. Second ability is absorbing. No, not absorbing. Forgot what it is. He can absorbing. What this is Naruto won't be able to run this technique as he doesn't have the Renegons yet. He activates the Renegon later on in the series, so he doesn't run that ability just yet. And the last final ability is going to be an ability that I'm making up. What this does is when someone tries to fire off any attack or anything, it's full counter. It's exactly full counter, but with a different name, that being three times manipulation. It's the exact same thing as full counter. It literally he uses his chakra staff and deflects the jutsu, and it hits them 3 times the power due to Naruto is fusing some of the chakra into that attack. But it only works against fire or water or earth. It only works against jutsu, ninjutsu, not genjutsu, as he would He's gonna work against genjutsu eventually, but not as the moment, as he would have to master the technique. So Naruto would go out and he would try to learn these techniques. Taking it, it would be middle of the night, and Naruto would finally master the first technique, being time manipulation, and he would pass out of he would finna pass out out of chakra reserves as he falls to the ground and wakes up in a cage, in a room with a big cage. As the Nine-Tailed would show his face, and Naruto would say, "So you're the Nine-Tailed demon everyone's been talking about. That's sitting within inside of me." Now, Kurama would say, "Yes, I am, as I'm the reason everyone hates you." And Naruto would say, "I know that, as he doesn't care, because you're still within, so you can't do anything now." Kurama would get mad at this, so he would say, "I'll kill you, boy." And Naruto would get cocky and say, "Okay, sure, you can kill me once you get out of that cage." As Kurama would get really mad, but then brush it off and say, "I like you, kid." And Naruto would say, "Whatever." As Naruto and Kurama would start to talk, and Naruto would figure out who his parents is and everything about that. So yeah, Naruto wakes up and it's morning time, and Jiraiya is tapping him saying that he's gonna run the Rasengan. Naruto would ask what the Rasengan is, and he would tell him what the Rasengan is, and Naruto would really want to learn it now, as the Rasengan is a really strong technique. So while Naruto's learning the Rasengan, he would eventually master it in 3 days, in 3 weeks, and in 3 days, in 3 days, and so Naruto would try to run 3 times manipulation, as it would be morning time in 3 days, so 6 days, and he would learn both of them techniques. So now that Naruto has done both of those, Naruto has a great boost, as he has learned 4 techniques, that be summoning, Rasengan, time manipulation, and 3 times manipulation. Now we go into Sasuke, who's already mastered the Chidori and has his second Tomori Sharingan. And while that's happening, Sasuke would eventually pass out of exhaustion, and he would go to the Shadow Realm as he would meet Madara Uchiha or old Madara before he died. Now he would ask, "Who is he?" And he would say, "Madara Uchiha," and he's gonna teach Sasuke as he was gonna lose Sasuke. He was gonna lose Sasuke, so yeah, he would teach Sasuke in for a day. As in Sasuke's mind, it was an entire year. And he would run Majestic Destroyer Flame, and Golden, not Golden, Onyx Chidori, and he would unlock his 3-tomer with Sharingan, and with the final technique running is Fire Style, Fire Dragon. So now that happening, we're moving on to Sakura. As Sakura would be fighting for a ninja, getting her taijutsu. Now her taijutsu would be really good. As her taijutsu would get really good, and so yeah. Now that she would keep running her taijutsu, as she would use a technique called the Sharingan. Now, what the Sharingan does, it's kind of like a miniature size tailed baseball, but instead of it being dark purple, it would be light orange. And so yeah, this technique will destroy multiple trees. As someone will teach her it. As I'm not going to introduce him and right now. Introduce her right now. Okay, she will be introduced in the later on, probably in the Ninja War or in Boruto, but it's most likely gonna be before both of those. So yeah, she would run the Sharingan and one more technique, and that being electrify death. What electrify death does, she would sing, use a couple hand signs as she lightning would come from her hands and strike up to 100 people, making them pass out, kind of like Conqueror's Hockey. But instead of them just knocking out, it would electrocute them and frying their brain, knocking them out. That's how they would get knocked out. And so yeah, Sakura would be strong. So yeah, everyone else would get very strong as well. So now we get to the month pass, and so yeah, we get to and Kisame and Itachi was getting stronger as well. So when that happens, they're not just gonna destroy them both. They're still. So yeah, don't think now they're overpowered, they can defeat everyone. No, I'm making every single Akatsuki, every single people they fight, they're gonna be stronger. As so yeah. First fight being Sasuke versus Gaara, as Sasuke is not there yet since he's practicing his Chidori, as he wants to perfect it perfectly, better than Kakashi's, as his is already at the same score as Kakashi. But since they would skip that fight, Naruto versus Neji would happen, and Neji would jump down, and Naruto would smile and jump down as well. As they would both activate the Byakugan and start the brawl Byakugans, as Naruto would jump back, use his chakra bow, and swing at Neji, hitting him with hard, sending him flying into a wall. Neji would get mad and he would disappear and try to lose 64 palms, as Naruto would do the same thing, and they would just both be crashing the palms. As Naruto would turn around and use a 1-inch punch on Neji, making him cough out blood, as Naruto would kick upper kick Neji, sending him flying in the air, as Naruto would make 5 shadow clones, and he would use the Naruto Atsuki shadow clone combine, and he would copy it from Rock Lee, and it would send Neji flying in the sky, as Naruto would make as Naruto's clone would make clones, and they would all be in the sky, and they would all lose the flying Raijin kick, as Naruto would since Naruto knew about his father, he knew that his father had the Flying Waijin, and he would make his own technique called the Flying Waijin kick, as he would throw multiple Flying Waijins at Neji, then disappear and kick him real hard, sending him flying to underground. As you're probably wondering, isn't that just regular as a same regular high sky kick? No, since he's using his Flying Waijin, it's kind of like a 1-inch punch. It when he disappears, the speed from his legs manifests his strength and makes like the kick way more stronger. And it was, don't forget, there's 3 clones doing that straight to Neji's stomach. So yeah, Neji passed out, as Naruto would win that fight easily, as Neji could only land like 4 hits. So Sakura versus I'm gonna say someone random. Sakura wouldn't even have to use the Sharingan, as he would just straight up disappear and hit him in the stomach one good time, as he would pass out. Now, don't think Sakura is overpowered, because this person is super weak, not even stronger than Kiba. Weaker than Kiba, Kiba could one-tap them. So, yeah, don't think she's too overpowered. Now, Sasuke and Gaara would fight, as Sasuke would use the Chidori and do the same thing, knocking, Gaara would lose control, and all that happens, it goes the same. Now, Sasuke would chase after Gaara as that fight happens. Naruto would be fighting Kabuto, as the things are already since the Kazekage survived and told Hiruzen, no, they would all know that Kabuto is a traitor. So yeah, they would be fighting, and Kabuto would be at the same level as Naruto, due to the fact that Naruto isn't even using his Byakugan. So yeah, they would be clashing. Naruto would lose his bow staff, and Kabuto would lose his chakra blade. So yeah, they would be crashing it out. And Naruto would get trip over Kabuto, as Naruto put his bow staff to Kabuto's neck and tells Kabuto if he moves 1 inch, he'll kill him, putting a hole straight through his neck. Kabuto wouldn't move, as he would make Kabuto leave, as he wants to go help the Hokage fight Orochimaru. Right when Orochimaru finished striking with the sword, Naruto come and swing on the sword, kicking Orochimaru, sending him flying across the roof. And yeah, Naruto would say, "We meet again, Orochimaru." And he would he would disappear behind Hiruzen, knock him out, as he wanted to talk to Orochimaru in private. As that's happening, we go to Sasuke and Gaara. Sasuke is beating Gaara at the moment until Gaara goes to his Sakaku form and hits Sasuke, sending him flying through three trees. And Sakura appears using the Sharingan, destroying half Sakaku, as he would get Sakura in the same state, but Sakura wouldn't be whining like she did in that point. In fact, she would be releasing some of her chakra to break through. And Timilawi pulled up and was like, "I'm not finna let y'all jump my boy Gaara," and loses her wind thing, whatever you call it, and sends Sakura flying through a tree as they start to fight. And so yeah, Sasuke versus Gaara is still fighting, and Gaara eventually gets Sasuke on his tippy toes, as Gaara actually be able to beat Sasuke, as Gaara loses his sand coffin to defeat Sakura, but they still make it out alive, as Temomari won't let him kill anyone. Naruto appears as he's done talking to Orochimaru, and Orochimaru gives Naruto what he wants, but I'm not going to tell you what he gives him, as that's for another part. If we can hit the like goal, which is 7 likes. Yes, now Naruto and Gaara would fight, as Naruto would cut off the sand and it would absorb it, making all the chocolate go into Naruto, as Naruto would take all half of Sakaku's chocolate and he would jump in the sky and fist bump at Goa as he would go into the cage. Goa would be there too, and he would be shocked as he would start doing a Naruto, and Naruto would make a clone, and that clone would wrap around the chains on Goa, sending him flying to evolve, keeping him in place with the hair up and the chains. And you're probably wondering, not with the hair up, but with the chains, you're probably like, Goa could break through the chains, because he did it when Goa was, and momoshiki was fighting. That was full grown, overpowered Goa. This is the first Goa, which is the weakest form of Goa. So that's why Goa isn't able to break through. As Naruto would tell Sakaku he's going to absorb him now, as he would absorb half of Sakaku. So Goa would only have 50% Sakaku now, and Naruto would have 50% Kurama and 50% Sakaku. Now Naruto would disappear into his cage, telling Sakaku that he's going to be useful for his plan. And so yeah, that happens in the this part. The training ends as Sasuke and Sakura's in a hospital. And yeah, Naruto would you wouldn't have to go into the hospitals, as he was able to make Orochimaru and his men leave, and beat Gaara as he was redoes. And Naruto would be talking to Kakashi as Sasuke wakes Sakura and Sasuke wakes up. And Naruto would smile and say, "I'm glad you guys are back awake," as they are gonna get to training. So yeah, Sasuke would get up and grab Naruto by the collar, and grab him by his shirt and say, "Who do you think you are? Gaara was my fight. Don't you dare ever do that again." As Naruto's smile would go away, and he would say, "More for me, you and Sakura would be dead. So get your hands off me," as he slaps Sasuke, and Sasuke falls back as he gets mad and tries to punches Naruto as they start to fight, and they eventually get to the roof as Naruto is having the upper hand on on Sasuke. This would make Sasuke very mad, and he would activate the Tutomoe Sharingan and lose his Majestic Destroy Flame. And Naruto would be very shocked as he would lose his Byakugan and reflect it, losing 3-time manipulation. And it would Sasuke having his 3 Tutomoe Sharingan, he would move out of the way, only for Naruto to lose the time manipulation and disappear, go back to the Majestic Destroy Flame, and send it the Sasuke's direction as it hits Sasuke, and Sasuke goes onto the gate. So yeah, he would jump back in the sky, charge up a Chidori, as Naruto would charge up a Rasengan, and they would clash as Naruto was able to hit the Rasengan straight through Sasuke before as he would use his time manipulation to dodge the Chidori, kick Kakashi away, and go straight and use his Rasengan straight through it, as he would absorb some of Sasuke, Chidori, taking all the chakra Sasuke put into the Chidori, as he would take it. As he's thinking to himself, he needs to take as much as chakra as he can for the plan that he wants to do to blah blah blah. I'm not telling you, as it's another part for another part. So yeah, and Sasuke would fall as Naruto would tell him that the darkest shadow comes from the brightest light, and I got that pun from Anime X. So yeah, thanks for that. I believe I got it from one of Naruto's and Uchiha. Sasuke and Naruto is both brothers, but yeah, I got that pun from him. So, yeah, with that being said, I'm actually going to end it off here. So yeah, the like goal is 7 likes. So please, if you want a part 4, that's the like goal.